Me da muchísima emoción presentar a nuestra próxima speaker porque es una mujer que yo he tenido la fortuna de conocer en diferentes como ámbitos y he visto el trabajo que hace y de verdad es espectacular. Nuestra próxima speaker se llama Aude Barras. Es una mujer que trabaja en el empoderamiento de la mujer a través de la reconexión con la sexualidad y de la inocencia erótica. Entonces, Aude Barras, welcome.
Hola, gracias a todas por estar aquí. Voy a intentar hacer la plática en español, ¿okay? Si a veces no fluye, normalmente es en inglés. Entonces, la plática hablo de estar una woman, ¿okay? La diferencia, no soy mamá, todas estas mamá, pero la cosa que tenemos, que es las mismas, es que tenemos un womb, somos man of the womb, somos mujeres con matriz. Y la matriz es la cosa la más poderosa del mundo. Podemos crear vida con una matriz. Es todo el trabajo, es el entendimiento que somos ser creativos, que somos ser mágicas, intergalácticas y que tenemos adentro de nuestro vientre el poder de creación de todo, no solo de crear bebés. No somos ser de procreación, somos ser de creación. Y todo el entendimiento de esto es eso. Y en mi camino lo que hay pasando es que antes fue, como se dice, art dealer en Nueva York, tengo todo, el novio, el buen trabajo, fue maestra de yoga, fue maestra de meditación. Y un día me tocó, no me aman a mí misma. Y a este punto, una humillación total, porque soy maestra de yoga, soy maestra de meditación, ¿cómo puedes no amarme? Y en este momento me dice, ok, tengo la humildad de empezar a amarme. ¿Y qué es empezar a amarte? Para mí fue empezar a estar mi mejor amante. Entonces me fui de todos los lados en el mundo para aprender técnicas súper antiguas para reconectar al poder de la sexualidad. Y no fue el entendimiento del sexo que tenemos hoy, que es súper oscuro, es un entendimiento de inocencia, del poder de la energía de vida y la energía de creatividad, que es la energía sexual que tenemos adentro. Pero después de miles de años, somos un poco perdidas o perdidos los dos. Entonces, voy a platicar de 3 problemas que nos desconectamos de nuestro ser interior, que es la sexualidad, y de 3 soluciones, porque necesitamos soluciones, ¿no? Entonces, el primer problema es que por los 3,000 años somos viviendo en una sociedad patriarcal. Entonces, la sociedad patriarcal es que todo... Okay, I'm going to say that in English. The thing with patriarchal society is that it has repressed and suppressed the female energy. And so there's this idea of the power of sexuality as the form of slithering snake moving through us. And throughout patriarchy, you have this iconography of literally the snake being killed. And even in the first mythology that we have from the Bible, we have the snake that is the one that is bringing us into hell. It's the sin. And so from the get-go, we have been told that sexuality is a sin because it's our most powerful force. If it has created a baby, okay, you have created a baby through that power. What do you actually want to create if you're not creating babies? And this is the most important message that I have to share. Is like you hold the force of creation inside of yourself. And how can we reconnect to it? So through patriarchy and 3,000 years of abuse, misuse of not just women, of the feminine. Here we're not talking about male and female, we're talking about the feminine and the masculine. The feminine principle, which is openness, intuition, softness, being gentle with yourself. We are not even allowed to do that anymore because we're in a world focused on doing. And so what has happened is that we have lost touch with our femininity, both men and women, and so we're kind of completely lost. And the goal is to find the balance between the masculine and the feminine inside of us so we can see it outside of us. this has been reflected in the way planet Earth has been treated and mistreated. So the patriarchy has disconnected us from our sexuality. With this has come religion, guilt, shame, and all that comes with needing to hide from this inherent power. And one of my key things is I think anything that is taboo, and sexuality is actually the most powerful thing in the world. Because if you actually go beyond the taboo, there's actually something that holds power. And the power is that you hold the force of creation inside of yourself. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that there is no education. We have received zero education. We learn how to become accountant, we learn how to cook, we learn how to do all of these things, but nobody has taught us about the basic principle, which is how do we love and how do we make love? Or how do we actually connect with ourselves? It's something that everybody does, but we receive no education. And the education that we receive today mainly comes from pornography, to tell you the truth, and from people's stories that we have heard, and it's totally biased. So that's the second problem. And the third problem is that we have been taught that we are procreators and not creators. And so how can we shift from our ideas that we are here to produce babies to that we are here, yes, to create life. But that's just not babies. That's all of life. We are here designed to create projects. And what projects you want to create with that force that you have inside of you. If you're done creating babies, or if you want to keep on creating babies, but you also want to use it for your own projects. It has created life, what you want to create with it. So these are the three main problems of why we're here today. And what's the current situation? The current situation is that a lot of people are dissatisfied. The current situation is that people feel that they're powerless and that they have lost all of their power. The current situation is that we have become sexual doings and not sexual beings. And the current situation is that a lot of us feel that we lack purpose because we haven't been connected to the magic that we hold inside. And so here are three simple solutions. Solution number one, remembering. Remembering is remembering inside of yourself that you have this power. And how do you do that? Well, you simply ask. Ask and you shall receive. We just don't have that awareness. So even right now, if you can all just put a hand on your womb and just like put it there and feel it and smile into her. Like she's there. She's the force of creation inside of you. Your ovaries hold the power of fertility. Your womb is connected to the cycle of the moon. Like we're magical. Okay, so even just you asking right now, okay, womb, please create my connection with you, my connection to your creative power. And just by that, she will respond. Because imagine, it's like a good friend. You've been with your friend, but you always use and you abuse her and you don't actually listen to her and you're just like always there complaining and saying, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. Well, your friend is going to disappear and she's never going to call you back, or she's just going to be like, oh, I'm too occupied doing this. Well, this is what happens with your womb, and this is what happens with your sexuality. So the simple act of asking her, hey, how are you doing? And listening, something will happen. And it might sound a bit esoteric, but I promise you it works. Where energy goes, where attention goes, energy follows. Whatever you ask for, you receive. So that's the first thing, remembering. So even if tonight, before you go to bed, that would be the greatest gift that you can give me, you put your hands on your womb and you just ask her how she's doing. And it might get really emotional because we haven't asked her ever. And we might have gone through traumas and we might have gone through so much. But we have never allowed ourselves to be with it. We're always running, doing this. Oh no, I've had this happen to me, but no problem, I get over it. Yes, we're super powerful warriors and we can get over it. Yet the memories are still there. So giving yourself the chance to be with it will allow all of this to start speaking and will allow everything to start smoothing once again. So, solution, remembering. It's actually quite simple. We just have to know what to do. And nobody has ever taught us because, well, if they did, we would all be creating our own reality and society as we know it would not be working the way it is. But Anyways. Then the second aspect is reconnection. And the reconnection is the reconnection to your magic. Okay, so this comes from a philosophy that's an East Asian philosophy that's called Taoism. Taoism is the mystical path of Chinese medicine. The Tao means the way, and it's 4,000 years old. So it's been proven, and they've been doing this for 3,000 years. They have a whole teaching of working with sexual energy, which they call life force energy, not for other people, but for yourself, because it is the source of immortality. So we kind of all want to be immortal. We go to the doctors to make ourselves look younger, we do this, we do this. Well, I'm going to tell you, the secret lies in your pleasure. The secret lies in the fountain of life that you hold inside, which is literally, you have ovaries that is the center of fertility. If that has the fertility to create a baby, imagine what you can actually use it for your own vitality. So the Taoists, they did this for vitality, for immortality, and they lived up to 200 years, if not 300 years. There's stories that goes. And if you look at a Taoist master, he's 80 and he looks like he's 50. If you look at a woman Taoist that practices this, she looks the most radiant self, and she's 60, and you're like, how do you do that? Well, how does she do that? She reconnects to the power of her organs, the power of her reproductive organs as creative organs. So you have a womb, which is in the Tao, what they call an accumulator of qi, which is an accumulator of energy, which can hold life. You hold life for 9 months in it. Come on. Then you have 2 ovaries, which are the center of fertility. They fertilize things. What do you want to fertilize? And then you have breasts. Your breasts have the power to nourish a baby. Like, come on. You can feed life with that. Isn't that the most magical thing in the world? And we think that we need to do all of these things. We're the most magical thing in the world. We just have forgotten. So if they can nourish a baby, what do you actually want to nourish with this? You can nourish yourself. So there's a whole practice of breast massage, which is very simple. But rather than judging your breasts when you look at them in the mirror, you celebrate them as a source of life. You smile into them, and they will smile back to you. And you start massaging them, imagining what are the qualities you want to bring. I want to bring love. I want to bring peace. I want to bring sincerity. And literally using the nurturing power, if it can feed a baby, like, let's get to the basics. You can actually use that energy power to feed yourself. So what do you want to feed? And so it's actually using your reproductive system in order to feed yourself. And then the seeds of creation. Okay, I'm not making babies anymore. Okay, perfect. What do you want to create? You use that to plant the seed and place it into your womb and watch it grow. We're that magic. If you forget that you're magic, you were born out of an orgasm, like, that's pretty magical. You grew into the womb of a woman for 9 months. You were birthed out of a woman. And then you have a heart that's beating inside of you without even asking. We are spinning on the planet in the middle of the cosmos right now. So that your breasts are a source of nurturing and doing that sounds a bit weird. Well, you're just that magical. And the last aspect, so the third solution is follow your pleasure. Pleasure, we have been guilt-ridden through pleasure. We have been told that pleasure is not good. We need to hide our pleasure. Shh, don't make that noise, don't make this. Your pleasure is your key. Pleasure is your birthright. Abundance in your birthright. And I'm not talking about raunchy pleasure like we see. I'm talking about the sweet delight. I'm talking about the honey nectar. I'm talking about the sweetness of yourself and using that to activate all the parts of yourself. So follow your pleasure. Follow your bliss. You hear that sentence. You hear that sentence all the time. It is true. This is the key for you to reconnect to your essence. So my whole work is called intimacy work because it comes from the Latin word intima, which means the core of who you are. So how can we come back to the core of who we are, to our essence, which is creative force, sacred, magical, cosmic human beings that hold the creative power inside of us, nothing less. So thank you so much. And I just want to pay deep gratitude to Alexia, Jimena, for inviting me, and also to all of you, because just before you go, if you're listening to this, this is not just for you. This is for your daughters. This is for all the women in the world. If your daughters can know this, they will not have to go through all the abuse and misuse that we had to go through. So this is how we change the world. This is how we allow ourselves to give that gift to them so they can rise in power. And I want to thank all of my teachers. Thank you very much.
¿Cómo es un día de mi vida?
Todos los días planifico, organizo, dirijo.
No me preocupo, me ocupo. Tomo decisiones cruciales.
Trabajo los 7 días a la semana.
Mi competencia, yo misma.
Mi capacidad productiva
Siempre está a prueba.
En cada momento,
Las 24 horas del día
Mis armas para alcanzar mis metas
son la organización y la constancia.
el nombre de mi empresa
No, yo les estoy hablando de mi familia.
porque amo ser mamá.